What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with the review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is going to be season number 8, and this is episode number 5. And the episode was titled, what was this episode title, y'all? It was titled, you slow son of a bitch, The Skin You're In. So, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking about Tokyo. So, the episode opened with Tokyo, actually. So, we see Tokyo. Tokyo is going to meet with Shay Mac's nutritionist. And, Tokyo is just talking about, that she, in her life, she ain't had no health issues. And he was like, well, how old are you? And she was like, I'm 24. He was like, well, do you want to be 44 and having, health issues? Yeah, you're young now, but you haven't even really lived your life. So you can't say what you won't have. You can say what you don't have currently, but you can't say what you won't have. So then, he's talking about, how she needs to eat vegetables. Did he say 3 times a week? I mean, that's not bad. I'm going to go back and listen to what he said, because that's something that I need to incorporate in my, diet, eating vegetables. And, she was like, what you talking about doing all that kind of stuff? She's not really here for it. And I get the whole hesitation, a part of it is fear of the unknown. And I know that's what it is for me. I work out consistently, but, my eating habits are not the best. I'm getting better at it, but, now I don't eat the snacks, because she was like, what kind of snacks can she eat? He said nuts, which I do. I love pecans. I can't eat peanuts because I'm severely allergic to that shit. And she was like, what can I have my fruit drinks? He was like, she's like, it's all real juice. He's like, but yeah, it's more sugar in there than anything, which that is true. So then later in the episode, we see Tokyo, and she shows up at a smoothie bar, and we see Sierra there, Shay Mac there, and we see Shekinah Joe there. So, Shay Mac is, so everything is all good with them, with Shekinah, Shay Mac, and Tokyo. But, Sierra, she and Tokyo, they kind of get into it. And, she's talking about how, Sierra came to her place. She's talking about she called her fat. Talking about, she need to lose weight and she's not eating right. And Sierra's like, I never called you fat. My whole thing was you didn't take the workout seriously. She said, I sure didn't take that workout seriously. And you can clearly tell she didn't take that workout seriously. So, she's talking about, I'm not saying you to be a size 2, but what I'm saying is you can be big and you can lose weight. Prime example of that, look at Monique. Monique is still big, but, she's lost the weight. She has gotten herself in better shape. So Tokyo can stand, I'm not going to say she can stand to lose some weight, but she can stand to be healthy. And I think that's the point that Sierra was trying to make. And then Tokyo took it a little bit deeper, talking about, I'm not going to take no advice from, somebody who laid on a surgery and got laid on the table and had surgery, which I can agree with that. I talk to my friends about this all the time. Like, I hate seeing on social media where you see these people who go get the Brazilian butt lifts, the boobs, the ab etching and all that stuff. And then they be in the gym talking about, health and fitness and stuff like that. I'm like, well, of course you have to do that because you went and got surgery. So you have to keep that up. Like, it's not real. And I'm not judging anybody who does that. I just don't like that false narrative of, I went and got surgery, but now, excuse me, now I live in the gym religiously. But did you live in the gym religiously before your surgery? And if you did, cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you didn't, again, false narrative. All right. So also in the episode, because I'm gonna group I'm gonna group Shay Mac with these two. So we see Shay Mac. She was at home and she was giving her dude, his name is Made Man, a party for his birthday. And then, after the party, because she's thinking that he's going to spend some time with her and their daughter. I think her name was Ginger. I just swallowed a piece of hair. A piece of my facial hair. Ew. So instead of him, hanging out with her and the kid, he says he's going to go do some work. And, she's talking about their history, how there's been some infidelity and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, what's going to be their storyline? So then once Made Man leaves, Shekinah comes over. And, Shekinah just talking about how at the workout that Shay Mac took her to, she was hurting. Well, if you don't work out your muscles, they're going to hurt. But, okay, whatever. So then Shay Mac is telling, Shekinah that, she wants to get back into work and she wants to get back into DJing. So then in another scene in the episode, we see we see Shay Mack talking to Maid Man about how, she talked to Tokyo, and she asked Tokyo to work with him, and Tokyo agreed to work with him, which I forgot to mention that a few minutes ago. And then also, she's talking about how she wants to go back to, working at the club. The club starts at 10 and she'll be home by by 3 o'clock in the morning, which that's fine. I understand that when it comes to DJs. And surprisingly enough, he was very supportive of her. I'm like, oh, I really did not expect him to be supportive of her, but that was a good look for him to be supportive of her, because like I said, I just wasn't expecting that. All right, so I'm gonna get this little small scene out the way. We see Mama D. So Mama D and Mama Cece meet up with each other, and Cece is telling Mama D that Bambi is about to be induced, and I don't know if Cece talking about she's about to move to Atlanta or what, but Bambi's about to have a baby, and she's gonna spend more time with the baby. So then later in the episode, we see Bambi and Scrappy. They had they beautiful baby boy Breland. I seen him on Instagram. He's a cute little boy, and the stuff that he does is just really cute. And I'm happy for Bambi and Scrappy. And I'm also actually happy for baby mom's Erica having twins. God damn, she having twins. Woo! All right, but we're gonna move on from that, guys. All right, so next I'm gonna move over to Kirk, Scrappy, and Jock. So they are all out bumper cart. So then they sit down with each other once they all finish, and they just having a conversation with one another. Kirk is talking about how I heard the interview that you and Carly did, where you was talking about the Indian style, and Scrappy's like, what the hell you mean Indian style? He's like, so yeah, when you sit down and she take her feet and whatever. I got the gist of what he was saying. I'm like, but I didn't need to know that. I need to hear that from Grandma Carly and you. But I understood what he was saying. But he's talking about he's in a different situation now. And Scrappy's like, what kind of situation you in? He's like, yeah, I got this old, my old girl. Her name is Kendra. Scrappy's like, I ain't heard about no damn Kendra. And they were like, so is it something real between you and Kendra? He's like, yeah. So then they asked the question like, so how long has this been going on? Like, was there any overlap between you and Kendra with you and Carly? And he was like, yeah, there was a little bit of overlap. And then he's talking about Carly's engagement party and how, she wants to go to the party, and that would be the first time officially been out as a couple. I don't know why the fuck why would you take that invitation home with you if you got a woman? From your ex, nonetheless. Interesting. So, so then they start talking about, Jock asked, Kirk if Rashida and Jasmine are cool. He says, no, they not really cool. But, the baby, he be over the house with us. And I'm like, God damn, this nigga just don't show any kind of emotion. And he was like, but Kelsey always has to go get the baby. And Kelsey goes and get her from her mama and her grandma. She never gets her from Jasmine. And I'm like, okay, y'all finna make her out to be a Moniece, a bad mother. So then they were like, well, why don't you just sit down and have a conversation with Jasmine about how you feel? And, just put everything out in the air. So then Jock starts telling them about Spice and how Spice wants to bleach her skin. And I couldn't understand if Kirk was saying he understand where she's coming from, being that he's dark skinned, and you probably heard the dark skin jokes, oil spill, all kind of stuff like that. So I guess he sees where she's coming from. And then Jock says, what, I got a question to ask both of y'all. I mean, I know y'all married, but if y'all weren't married, would y'all hit Spice? And they were like, why would you ask that question? And Jock says, yeah, I'd hit her. Light skin Spice, dark skin Spice, I'd hit any kind of Spice. We're not surprised, Jock, that you would hit any kind of Spice. All right, so next we have Kirk. He meets up with Jasmine's grandma and her mama. And, he just want to bring out his concerns about Jasmine, how she's raising baby Cannon. Talking about how, she goes to LA to party. So then, out of nowhere, Jasmine comes in. I'm like, oh, okay, Mona. You just told her to be on standby. Cool. We gonna play that game. So then, the mom's like, well, there she is. He'll address what your concerns are. So Kirk is like, well, Jasmine, Kelsey called me once before talking about, you got to come get him because we about to go to LA. And Jasmine, that was one time. And you have not really been in his life, so I don't need advice from you. And he was like, but I spend money on him. Kirk sounded like a typical stupid ass fuck nigga who has a baby with a woman and thinks that just because you pay child support or you buy the baby clothes, formula, all that kind of shit, that just makes everything okay. Nah, motherfucker. You have a responsibility to that child, to be in that child's life. Money is nothing. You need to spend time with your child. Like, what the fuck? So then, Jasmine like, first of all, where did this shit come from? And he was like, well, with the baby up, because he also mentioned, and I also want to know, why is he still in pull-ups? She's like, he's 2. And she was like, where'd that come from? He was like, well, when he over the house, Rashida want to know, like, why is he still in pull-ups? She's like, oh, so this is Rashida that wanted to know this. Good to know. I'm like, well, hell, that was all she wanted to know, was what did Rashida have to say? Because that's what she kept hinting at. Was it Rashida? Was it Rashida? Was it Rashida? Yes, bitch, it was Rashida. I can't stand her. All right, you guys, now we're going to talk about Onion Powder. So we see Onion Powder. She is at the studio with Jock, or the radio station. I can't remember. But, she's telling Jock how things are, hard for her with her kids being in Jamaica with her mother. And, and I get it, but, you come over here to make a name for yourself. I definitely get it. And, she's telling him about her song, Black Hypocrisy. I know the accent is fucked up. But she's talking about black hypocrisy. And, she's telling him how she wants to lighten her skin to get her message across. I don't necessarily think that she needed to lighten her skin to get her message across. I got the message loud and clear, I've never been called, oil spiller and that stuff like that. So I don't 100% know what Spice has been through in her life with being dark skinned. I don't know that struggle. I mean, I know the struggle because I'm clearly dark skinned, but as a kid, I wasn't always dark skinned. I was actually, my brown skin, I was brown. So as a kid, I did not get called the names that she got called then or now. So, and even now, I don't even get called any kind of names. So, like I said, I just don't know what she went through. But, I definitely get her point. But I just don't think she had to go to this extreme that she went to get her message across. So Jock tells her, what, I support you. If that's what you want to do and that's how you feel that you need to get the message across to change humanity, by all means do that. But at the same time, what he does not want her to do is be a laughing stock, which unfortunately, that's what Spice was when everybody saw that, that live and then that photo of her. It was a complete, it was a laugh. Everybody made jokes about her on especially on Instagram, on the Shade Room comments. Everybody made hella jokes about her. I included made jokes about her, and I'm not going to even deny that. So, I got what Jock was saying. So then we see Spice and Mimi. They meet up and, they both apologize to each other because, Spice was like, what, I didn't really think about where Mimi was coming from. And Mimi says the same. So then, Mimi is showing her around Auburn, where Ebenezer, the church is, that street where, I think is that street where Martin Luther King's house is at? It's been so long since I've been to Atlanta and I haven't been down there. I went to that area when I went down there, but correct me if I'm wrong. So then they go to the Madam C.J. Walker Museum. So, the guy was just telling them about the museum, Madam C.J. stuff about Madam C.J. Walker. Now, at this time I was actually cooking, so I was in and out of the conversation, but I did hear, and I can, I can kind of understand some parallels of what Spice, I think I heard us talking about how, you straighten your hair, so it looks, perfect, like, what the European women's hair look like. I get that. But I don't get the point where Spice is trying to come from, trying to make a comparison about the hair with the skin. Like there's no true comparison. If you want, from my personal opinion, I don't think there's a true comparison because you're altering your appearance when you lighten your skin. that you can't come back from. But straightening your hair, you can, you can get the texture back of your hair. That's easy. But to completely change your skin tone, it's different. So then later in the episode, we see Mimi. She is at Rashida's store, and she's telling her about how she took Spice down there on Auburn, and they talk about that, and then they talk about watching this live that Spice had, and then they talk about Jasmine and Kirk, and Rashida tells what she says. I don't really care, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it. So then in the last part of the episode, we see the whole cast, well, a few of the cast members, reacting to Spice's live. And, they all like, why did she go white? And, I think a lot of us on social media, when we saw that shit, we were like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, it looked ridiculous as fuck. Yeah, that shit was just boredom. That shit was completely ridiculous to me. Like, like I said before, I got her message. I think she went about it the wrong way. She could have put out her song, and then she could have did a radio interview and just explained what the meaning of the song was. We as black people, we tear each other down. She could have just did that instead of going to the extreme of wearing makeup that made her look white. Like, that's just what I feel. So you guys let me know what you think about the video, think about the show. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.